Hi everyone, this is Sandy Reese with Stampacrew.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Welcome to our January card class. We're doing this online now, and then we're doing it in person later this evening. So before I get started, just want to remind you that we have our bonus days happening in January. So with every $50 you spend, you get a $5 coupon to use in February. So always a good deal. We have lots of new products, some great new kits, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, and with every $50 purchase from me, I'm also going to send you a kit of today's project so you can make those at home. Okay, so today what my ladies had requested was some Get Well, Sympathy, Thinking of You type of cards. So any of these can be interchangeable. All three could be for sympathy, all three could be Get Well or Thinking of You. So I had a lot of projects to design this month. I had over 35 projects. I had to design because we have Stamporee coming up, we have a Valentine treat class, we have card class and workshops. I had a special event for my team that's coming up tomorrow. So when I have those type of months, I like to, oh, hold on. Sorry about that. I go back to my swaps and I look at ideas for inspiration because, you know, after a little while, inspiration can run a little bit dry. So I had received some swaps from the Trip Achievers group. And this is a group that swaps every time we have a new catalog or new online exclusives. I received those at the beginning of the month, and so I cased two of those designs to use for card class this month. Now, I changed each one up just a little bit, whether I changed colors or designer paper or whatever. But I think they were from Angie Leach and my friend Candy Rattray. So I don't remember which one was which. I'll tell you who I think it was. So don't quote me because, you know, it's been a lot of projects since I designed these. So let's get started. The first one, we're going to use the new Greenery Lane bundle from the mini catalog. I'm also using the Prayers and Promises stamp set on all of these. So these are, there's some that can be used for, a lot of it is sympathy, but you could, some of them you could use for Get Well or anything else too. So let's get started. I think this design was from Angie Leach. So I'm using, this one's a little more on the masculine side. And then I have a feminine, and then I kind of have an all-purpose one. So because it's dark, I used a piece of white for the inside. We have a layer that I've embossed using the, I want to say it's Layering Leaves embossing folder. I don't know if you can see that. And then this is from, hold on, let me get my list so I can see what we're using here. The Nature Walk designer paper. I like this one. I like the print. And then the back has this fun grid paper, so grid pattern. So you could use either one with this. I like the words, so I'm going to use that. I've already die cut one of the leaves, and we need to always make sure, because when I die cut, I don't always clean it out right away, that all the little pieces are out of the middle of those leaves. I have a circle die cut with stylish shapes, and then a scrap piece of white that we're going to stamp on. So let's do our stamping first on all of our white pieces. On this one, I'm going to use Pecan Pie, and I'm going to stamp this big leaf image with Pecan Pie. And then we are going to, I've already die cut this one, but this is the die that you use to die cut that. All right, so let's pretend we already did that. Just to save a time because we have lots of projects today. And then I'm going to use early espresso for my words. So I'm going to do here for you on the front one, on the circle. That's going to go on the inside. Whoop. That didn't get inked up as well or pressed as hard. I'm going to try this one more time on the back. It's okay to use the back. Give it a good press. There we go, much better. And then for the sentiment, I'm going to do a sympathy from the set. This has got a really pretty font. It says, as you grieve, may your memories comfort you, your faith strengthen you, and may hope heal your heart. And then, you know what? Let's get this back out. And just do a little stamp there and a little stamp on our envelope, because why not? Just make everything beautiful, right? Okay. And here's our practice sirens going off. Okay. Let's go ahead and do some assembly. Gonna put our white one on the inside. All right. And just did here the leaves emboss piece. This one I think is an online exclusive maybe. It was with one of our fall suites. And even though fall's over, our leaves live on, don't they? Okay, you can leave as much or as little on the left as you want. I'm just going to leave a little bit. And then I'm going to put that here. And I'm going to put, I think I'm going to do this one here. Let's put a little glue behind it. I don't want too much. Okay, and then we're going to adhere this one over on the other side. I think having the different color over here on it blends in a lot on this side, so having it over here, it doesn't blend in quite so much. And then we are going to pop up our sentiment. Oh, I think 3 is enough. Wow, that practice alarm just keeps going and going, doesn't it? Okay, is that straight? Probably not, but that's okay. And then for embellishments, we're going to use our pressed flower motifs, or yes, that's what they're called. Pressed flower motifs. I like these because they kind of go with some of the darker color cards that we do. And even though they're flowers, they look very masculine. So that's our first project today. What do you guys think? Is that pretty? I think it's really pretty. And then inside. Beautiful. Okay, we'll set that aside. Let's get this cleaned up and we will move to our next project. Okay, well, I managed to get lots of ink on that block there. All right. I like to make sure I get everything back in the tub so that it's ready to go for class tonight. Okay, let's do our more feminine card. This is the card we're going to do. And we are using on this one the Hope, Love, and Joy stamp set and dies. And this one, it has the options. So it has a little Cancer ribbon. It has a dove, a star, a flower. So there's lots of different things that you can put in here. And then at class, you have an option of, any of these that you want to do. And you could just use the O for any of those as well. but we're going to go with this. And this paper, this is a new paper. It is called Lovely and Beautiful Designer Series paper. It's a specialty one, so it has some gold accents, which are really pretty. So I'm using some Petal Pink. I have Old Olive for my mat, and then we have our designer paper. And then I have two of those. I only need one. We're going to stamp Hope Here with Old Olive. All right. And it's nice because it's already has the space built in. And then it has a little die that has a circle. So I'm going to use that die for the O. Whoops, I still need this. Hold on. And then we're going to do some little praying hands right there. And for the inside, let's see. I'm going to do this one. Okay. I lost my, where'd my other plot go? I have my words on. Okay. It says, praying that the Lord's promises will bring you hope and comfort in the days ahead. So that's a good one to go with this hope sentiment. Okay. And then praying, because it has the praying hands. So this is an excellent one. It has lots of different sentiments, so I need to put it on the inside of that card. So let's do our stamping. I'm going to go ahead and stamp on this one as well, since I forgot to do that. And we're going to do our little praying hands, because why not? And where's our envelope? Okay, I think we're done with stamping. All right, let's do some assembly. Let's adhere this. And we're going to leave a little border all the way around. Okay, let's get this pretty designer series paper. This is going to butt up to this. They're supposed to. I might be a little low on this side. Is it too late? Probably. That's okay. Put your DSP on first and then your hope. All right. So with this one, I've got some of this linen thread, and this is the Early Espresso and Old Olive linen thread. So I'm going to put it right around the seam. So you want to make sure that your two pieces are lined up. I have a teeny bit of a gap, but I think my linen thread will cover my little teeny gap right there. Put that on pretty strongly, and then we can adhere this to the card front. You know, and if you don't have a ribbon that matches, you could absolutely use a little piece of gold foil, or, you know, any other color ribbon that would coordinate. Okay, now you have the option of popping this up or gluing it down. I am going to glue it down only because I'm going to pop up my hands here. And there is a die cut for the hands, but I'm just going to do a quick little trim out because it's pretty small. And by the time I get it lined up and die cut, I'll be done cutting. So let's just go with this. And I think that hope is maybe an inch across, maybe an inch and an eighth. So if you don't need the dies, you maybe have something you could use. And you just want the stamp set. Oh, it's 7/8 of an inch. That's what it is, 7/8. All right. I'll pop that up right there. And then I also tied a bow with the twine, and we're going to just stick that on. I have a little glue dot. I like to use these little ones left over from Paper Pumpkin for my little teeny bows. I'm going to put that right there. And then for our embellishments, we are going to use these. These are the Kneaded Palette dots. Kneaded palette. Let's get these out. I've used a lot of the yellows. Some of it's got, I think it's Mossy Meadow, Cloud Cover, Darling Duckling maybe, and then these Petal Pink dots. So just to add a little more texture to the card. Okay, so that is our hope card. You know, if you know someone who's going through cancer, I have a friend and her grandson's going through cancer, and I think about them every day right now, and I may send this one to her. Okay. Let's clean our stamps, and we will go to our last card. And then make sure to check back on Saturday and Monday. I have a couple more projects for those 2 days. And don't worry, most of the next, all those 35 projects, I've cut extra, so I'll be sharing those over the course of time before those products retire. My goodness, so many projects, I'm telling you. Okay. Let me get our sentiments back out for our Prayers and Promises set. I love this set. It's so good. Okay, let's bring in our last card. And I am guilty of using this color combination a few times. Oh man, I don't have my white embossing powder up here. That's what I don't have. It's downstairs, set up for class. All right, well, what will we do? I don't know. I might have some silver up here that might work. Okay, so this is our card. I mean, I love the soft sea foam, and I think it goes really nice with shaded spruce. So let me show you how we're going to do this. And this is one where we're going to use a stamping pad. And this is just one I've had for a while, and it's kind of a mess, but that's okay. All right, so we're going to take this white, and I'm going to take a block that is clean. I have cleaned this really well with some hand sanitizer, and I'm going to ink it up right on my block. You don't want to do this with a dark color if you're stamping over it, so that's why I like the seafoam. And then I'm going to take a spritzer and spritz. It doesn't have to be completely covered because I want maybe a little bit of that white to show through. And we are going to cover the whole white piece with this block. So it's just, I might have put a little more than I normally would. Usually I'd go back a little further when I'm spritzing. I did that a little close, but it turns out different each time. So we're going to use the heat tool to dry this, kind of flatten it back out a bit. feels pretty dry. Okay, and it's fairly flat. All right. So next we're going to take Shaded Spruce, and the stamp set we're using is this Friendly Foliage. And I've done one card already using this. I think it's really a pretty set. And I'm going to ink this up with Shaded Spruce and attempt to stamp in the middle. Try to get that lay flat so we don't have any mishaps. Hopefully that's the center. Okay, looks good. Now I'm going to show you, this is the card. So I had a little piece of the green that I used on a label, and then we embossed it with the white. So because I left my embossing powder downstairs, I'm just going to grab some white and our three label punch. Let's see, we'll use this piece right here. We've got some extra. I'm just going to punch out of that. This is, I think, out of stock. It's supposed to be back in soon. So we're going to do Get Well Soon on here. Okay. And for the inside, I have Here For You Always. That's a good one. Or You're On My Mind and In My Heart. You could do either one. Here For You Always. And got this little fun stamp, leaf stamp that coordinates. We'll add that and add it to our envelope. All right, we are done with our inks. And let's get this assembled. So we're going to layer this on a piece of Shaded Spruce. I'm gonna get pretty close to the edge because having that much water kind of warps it a little bit. So if you can get it pretty well glued down, you can kind of press out those little wrinkles and warps. Okay, and then we're going to glue this layer down as well. That gives us a little extra strength on that. You can always iron out your paper as well. If it's too warped and it won't lay flat, you can use a press cloth and then just kind of a low heat iron and iron them out if you're making a whole bunch. Okay, and then we're going to pop this up with white instead of green because I left my powder downstairs. Okay, we'll do Get Well Soon. It works both ways. I do like the green better, but that will do for now because, you know, sometimes things like that happen. Okay, I'm using my holographic dots. These are an online exclusive because they have a little green tint to them, so they're perfect for this card. Isn't that pretty? Love that. You could also do Thinking of You, whatever. We have a lot of sentiments that coordinate with that three label punch. So there you go. Those are our projects today. I will post all the supplies on my blog, and then you'll get a PDF with instructions and measurements and everything when you place an order for $50 or more. So hope you enjoyed today's projects. Don't forget to click subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. Let's see who we have on today. Oh, Lucy. Hi, Lucy and Carrie. Oh, hi, ladies. The Angel. All right. Welcome, everyone. I'm glad I miss you, Lucy. We all miss you. Lucy moved to California, so we are all missing her very much. All right. Thanks, everybody, for stopping by, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.